All right. Anyway, we got to update the people. And I was hoping to get a different kind of update than what we're getting here, but we want to update the people on Rampage Jackson's delinquent felon son, Raja Jackson.
Well, I don't think you can
who-
actually call him a felon. He hasn't been arrested for anything yet.
well, okay, then escaped, attempted, wanted felon,
Well,
allegedly.
well, I maybe should be a felon. Maybe that would work.
How about attempted homicidal mayhem attempter?
Yes. I don't know if
Whatever.
you need to, yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, well, whatever the case it may be, this fucking guy, who we're talking about, I was hoping we would have a update like, yeah, they've arrested this guy for bashing this other guy's face in. It caused all this chaos and uproar and turmoil. Bunch of these, as we did a discussion of it on the previous show and the clip on YouTube, a lot of people have chimed in. A lot of people have heard it. Almost everybody in this whole thing is subject to some kind of blame, but anybody with a level head and a take on the real world knows that there was no excuse for what Raja did once he had a guy down unconscious in front of him. But have you heard he's been arrested, Brian, by any credible source or even incredible source?
No, I've not heard a single word about any. I heard that Syko Stu is doing better and he's conscious, but I haven't heard anything about anything with Roger Jackson. No.
That's what I'm saying. This story took over the whole goddamn world for a couple of days, and then it's easier to get the Epstein files than it is to find out what's going on right now. Nobody else is saying anything. I've had random people that either on Twitter or commenting on the internet say that, oh, everything from Stu's not going to press charges to I think Rampage has paid the cops off or whatever, but no reputable source with actual information has said any goddamn thing about what's going to go on from here. And I am frankly somewhat stumped and dismayed that we don't have. They got a GoFundMe for his medical bills. It's raised $100,000 or whatever. But I'm not even going to relitigate the incident. And again, Brian, it's over 300,000 downloads, the clip on YouTube, us talking about the incident, just us, much less everybody else in the world talked about it. And that's not even counting our podcast numbers. But hey, is somebody not going to go to Syko Stu and say, Mr. Stu, you may have been a goddamn outlaw mud show wrestler on the weekends as a veteran to deal with your PTSD last week, but now if you simply press charges against this guy that bashed your face in, then even if the criminal charges don't result in anything past a slap on the wrist or even a dismissal, these civil charges, the civil suit is going to be much more productive. There is no jury in the world, whether it was supposed to be part of a quote unquote fake wrestling match or not. There is no jury in the world that can see the footage of what happened in the parking lot with dehydrated Alpha and the whole Hee-Haw gang, and the can on the head, and the shaking of the hands, and then the guy sitting in the front row saying, well, they told me it him once, but I'm going to hit this motherfucker as many times as I can till they pull me off of him. And then him doing exactly that, when then sending the guy with the fucking ambulance with the teeth and the mouth and the blood and da-da-da-da. Case closed, as Judge Otto Dealer would say. Case is closed, baby. I don't know how much money Rampage still has. I don't know what this moron spawn of his does for an actual living. But I don't know if there's any insurance companies involved in this, but if Syko Stu has one chance in his life of being a multimillionaire, and how is this already not in motion, baby? Because nobody, in much less criminal, if there's friends of friends or whatever the fuck involved, there's no. Brian, can you see a case where a civil jury would not award this fucking guy anything he's asking for?
No. In California, no.
How about in Montana? Anywhere?
No.
No.
I mean, I saw an interview. I don't know how much you got to see of anything else, but there was an interview with the cowboy hat guy.
Oh, I watched it too.
And he's trying to wash his hands of the whole thing too. He's trying to blame just the promoter and I guess the dehydrated alpha, as you have called him, which has become a popular nickname very quickly. He's trying to say it was all him, that he didn't do anything wrong, and he's really upset about it. He lost his job. But did you get to see any of that?
Yes. And I got to say, what's his name? AJ Manna?
I think so.
The cowboy. And see, everybody's like, yo, Brian, they should have done research, Brian and Jim. They don't even know these people's names. Nobody knows these people's names. They're starting to now because they're all a bunch of fucking lunatics. But I'll say this about the cowboy. He can cut a promo. Of course, either that or he's a goddamn raging mental case also. And in this situation, you're not sure which one. Maybe both these things can be true. But he came off like a fucking lunatic that can cut a great promo. I don't, if he was working for the post office, I'd goddamn start going to UPS. But yeah, they're all trying to blame. But there's plenty of blame to go around. And I am not going to sit here and again relitigate the various cases against everybody that many are talking about, the drinking in the locker room and letting people in and this and that and the promoter sanctioning it, whatever. And Rikishi wasn't even there. But I'm just saying that Syko Stu has one chance in his life of being a multimillionaire. And I would hate to see him blow it over somebody. What do you think they're going to say? Well, don't press charges or they won't let you wrestle anymore down here. Oh, it's my weekends. What am I going to do?
You know, in this case, I actually care less about Syko Stu suing.
How about Sioux City Sue?
But more importantly, the idea of charges being filed or an arrest being made, because more importantly, Roger Jackson shouldn't be allowed to just walk around after doing what he did and then running away from it because he knew what he did was wrong.
But you know what? Here's how I'm thinking we were wrong, Brian. About, I don't know whether he should go to prison. Because in all honesty, said that it would probably be a short prison sentence. He might do one of these Dominic Mysterio things. And he might come out of it and make a fucking profitable gimmick out of it. And you know, if he went to the county jail for 6 months or so, he could come out, he could do the whole Dominic Mysterio thing. You know what would be worse punishment? Worse punishment for him, because what was this whole thing about? His father, apparently, from what everybody's saying in all the comments that follow these people and their various lives and activities, making coleslaw and taking a shit, his father browbeats him verbally, treats him like shit, and hadn't been a good parent. And this guy, he's a fucking wannabe MMA fighter that already got a concussion in sparring. Good Lord, hopefully they'll wrap him in bubble wrap next time. So he's already soft. And then he took the cheap shots here, so we know he's a pussy. Instead of glorifying him, sending him to prison, what about if all of the people that heard about this whole incident, and like I said, there was over 300,000 of just our clip on YouTube, and then plus the podcast numbers, and everybody else talked about this. So millions and millions.
Most watched indie match ever, you could say.
What about if everybody for the rest of this kid, Roger Jackson's life, every time they saw him coming, they said, hey, look at there. There's bitch Jackson. Because that's what he was all upset about. They ain't going to treat me like a bitch. They ain't going to call me like a bitch. Well, from now on, just laugh at him. The big pussy that he is, that he has to beat up unconscious people. Just, hey, bitch, how you doing? Just smile at him. If he goes in the post office, or he goes in a restaurant, or he goes in the fucking gas station, or whatever, hey, it's bitch. How you doing, bitchy? For the rest of his life, that would drive him out of his mind. And I don't know how it works with what do they call these things? The twitches and the kicks that he was streaming on.
Well, I don't know what platform he was streaming on, but Twitch is I don't know about kicks, but Twitch is a streaming service, yes.
Well, whatever they are, or I don't know how Facebook works and all the Twitters that they do and the Instagram and Telegram and whatever. Just start calling him Bitch Jackson. Hey, bitch. That will send this fucking guy up a goddamn telephone pole. And since Quentin Rampage Jackson is a great fighter, Hall of Fame fighter, so we can't call him a bitch, but since he has spawned a little bitch, then he becomes the bitch father. Because he's a better fighter than he is a father, because he fucked up because of this kid. How many times you think Quentin Rampage Jackson wants to be called the bitch father? Then he'll go to bitch Jackson and say, you dumb, stupid motherfucker, you've ruined our goddamn lives with your fucking idiot shit. So all the wrestling fans could get together and wage a bitch campaign against the bitch Jacksons.
Well, apparently they'll get to see him. He's booked for some show, apparently, allegedly.
Exactly.
Danger Pro Wrestling.
We heard this right before we were starting to record this program. I've never heard of Danger. Wait a minute. That was a fucking band, right? Danger?
Maybe, yeah.
But they didn't have anything to do with wrestling.
Danger, High Voltage. That's a song.
Well, there you go. One of those things. Where are these people from and what do they do? And they are apparently alleging that they are bringing Roger Jackson to their event to do what remains to be seen. But the first of the lowlifes comes out from under a rock.
Yeah, and there's no date attached. They put up a image coming soon to Danger Pro Wrestling, Roger Jackson. In a bold move, they're writing this about themselves. In a bold move, indie pro wrestling company Danger Pro books now infamous son of Rampage Jackson, Roger Jackson, for upcoming appearance at their event. That's the way it's phrased there. No event is listed. Stay tuned for opponent and date. All dates are currently listed on our Eventbrite. San Diego. So apparently this is Southern California. Here's another show of theirs. Dirty Ron presents.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No, we can't talk about that line of videos. I've seen a bunch of those. Dirty Ron's videos. No.
Dirty Ron presents Devil's Night of Death Matches, tribute to Sabu.
Oh, good Lord.
All death matches, only
all the time.
Only 80 tickets. October 31st.
Wait a minute. Only 80 tickets or only 80 tickets left?
It says only 80 tickets on their image. They put that there. It wasn't something I made up. Doors 7:30, all ages before 10 p.m. 7:30 to 10 p.m. wrestling. There'll also be a costume contest for a cash prize. Trying to see anything else here. There's another show. Danger 7/27/24. So apparently this was over a year ago. Oh, it says here, happy 1-year anniversary to Danger Pro. 42 shows in 52 weeks. Not bad. Hashtag San Diego, Costa Mesa.
Wait a minute. 42 shows in a year, but in a building that holds 80 people. What do you think the profit margin is here?
I'm not sure. Here's another one of their shows, Live Pro Wrestling. Oops, all death matches. And is that the Necro Butcher? And yeah, they have the Necro Butcher For the Dirty Ron's Devil's Night of Death Matches, only 80 tickets. Necro Butcher will be there on the show. Also, Damien.
I thought, wait a minute. Hold on. I thought he retired 15 years ago.
No, I had heard that he was doing some stuff not too long ago. So I knew he was doing something, but I didn't realize he was working for Danger Pro in front of 80 people in San Diego. Damien 666. Lucha Legend. Apparently he's working for them. Bestia 666. So they're really getting all the 666.
Wait a minute! Shouldn't there be heat between the Bestia 666 and the Damien 666 over the gimmick? Are they a team?
I am not sure. It seems like they use a lot of. Well, if these aren't luchadors, they're people who dress like luchadors.
Well, I was about to say this also. Nick Goulish used to book the fucking interns in 3 different towns on the same night. And just send the real ones to the town that had the best advance. So
apparently this is Dirty Ron. It says, because it's a happy birthday thing, Dirty Ron McDonald, and he's dressed like a evil Ronald McDonald in terms of face paint, I guess. So he must be one of the head honchos at Danger Pro. Quickly, if you want to go see this show, there may only be 80 tickets. You better hurry up quick and get those tickets. We'll see what happens. What do you think of the idea of someone booking him? The idea of someone booking him and wrestlers being okay with that.
Well, we have no evidence that any of these people on these shows are actually real wrestlers that work anywhere else or are goddamn affiliated with anything otherwise than Dirty Ron's wet dream or whatever this is. I think
bar wrestling. That's what this is.
Is it even that dignified? But nevertheless, I think it would be ridiculous to book this fucking guy on anything that alleges themselves to be professional wrestling, trying to draw fans of professional wrestling, not garbage death match or not drunken bums in a bar or not as part of a whole goddamn spectacle of lunacy. For anybody that's actually in the wrestling business, no, I think it would be ridiculous. And I think the fans would, if they won't tolerate Joey Ryan, how are they going to tolerate this fucking guy? At least Ryan never attempted to murder anybody. He wouldn't have been able to accomplish it to begin with, but he never tried. So how the fuck do you think wrestling fans on any type of legitimate show would, take this? No. Pitch Jackson.
If Vince McMahon could get arrested for that car accident on the Merritt Parkway, you would think Roger Jackson could get arrested for attempting to murder someone on video in front of a live crowd. It's crazy that nothing's happened. We'll see what happens there.